What's up, everybody? It's about that time. It's the Brown Sugar Hour. It's your girl, Kiara Brown.
And your boy, Kevo. So fly in the building.
Oh, we're excited to be back. Y'all know it's Tuesday, so the show's going to be on from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. So our theme today is everything black. All black, everything.
You know what I'm saying? All black, everything.
Why that makes people upset. Why we're tired. A special project coming up by Jay-Z. And if Cardi B is problematic for the culture. Is Cardi B? What y'all think?
Let us know.
Y'all let us know. Y'all tweet us. You know, we have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of the above at Brown Sugar Hour, everything. And so, yeah, today's theme is all black, everything. So to our allies, quote, unquote, allies, in the famous words of Kendrick Lamar, and in the song coming up next, if ish hit the fan, are you still a fan?
Are you standing with us? You know what I'm saying? We just want to know
so let
where
us know
you are.
Whether you're another person of color or you're just an ally. That's dope too. Let us know, because some ish has hit the fan and we want to know if y'all standing with us, and we'll tell you more about that when we come back. But first, we're gonna listen to Mortal Man by Kendrick Lamar.
Hey.
And you know my man Tupac's in there as well.
Hey.
So we'll be right back after that. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Brown Sugar Hour. It's your girl, Kiara Brown.
Your boy, Kevo. So fly in the building.
Thank y'all so much for listening. So today's theme is all black everything. Why? Because we're tired.
Absolutely tired.
I'm done. I'm tired. There's been a lot of experiences that I've had in this past week that have been ridiculous. And that's how we're going to kick it off with the year canceled. First off on the list for people / places who are canceled, we're going to talk about Flagstaff's Pizza Patio. Hashtag we are tired.
We are done.
So I have some guests on with me today. If they want to go ahead and say their names or drop their social media, if they want people to go ahead and follow them, let us know.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cameron. Thanks for volunteering.
Hey, my name is Cameron. What's up? You can follow me on Twitter at Cameron Loves. So, yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey.
Thanks for being on.
Hey, it's your girl Dammy at DIIDOW01 on all social media platforms. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, girl. Get a little closer to the mic. Don't be shy. We love having y'all on here. But we're going to talk about why Flagstaff's Pizza Patio is canceled. Hashtag we are tired. If someone else wants to go ahead and tell the story what happened, and I'll jump in when I come into the story.
I think that I should start because since I've had the most run-ins with
yeah,
the
talk
trash,
about what has happened.
You know, okay, so the first time I decided to go to Pizza Patio, Cameron comes home with this fire pizza. I'm like, yo, Cameron, that pizza look good. He's like, it's this vegan pizza place. It's popping. It's called Pizza Patio. You need to go. I was like, cool, down. So me and Kiara decided that. We're like, oh, we love pizza. Let's go ahead and have a little best friend date. You know what I'm saying? So me and Kiara go to Pizza Patio. We're chilling, living our best lives. We order pizza. Everything's going copacetic. Kiara goes up to buy a drink. And the guy who was there at the time, who we found out was the cook later on, but we'll tell you all about that later. So we find out that he's the cook. He comes up to Kiara and he's like, how's your day going?
Oh, yeah, that was
And Kiara's like, it's pretty good. You know? And he's like, why not fantastic? And Kiara's like, well, it's good, you know? Like, whatever. He's like, well, chocolate make it better. Long story short, this man offers us some, like, strange cake.
And we talked about it last time. Y'all know the weird chocolate
Y'all know the weird chocolate story.
Weird chocolate cake, whatever.
Got it.
But the experience wasn't a bad experience. We just got some cake we didn't really want.
So we had to step out, you know? The second time I decided to go to Pizza Patio because I was like, ooh, that's awkward. I'm going to still go back because the pizza's fire, you know? So I head out with 2 other friends and we head to Pizza Patio. We get there at 9 o'clock. On Sundays, they close at 9 o'clock. And so the owner proceeds to tell us, he talks to us for 15 minutes. First of all, 15 whole minutes, y'all. 15 whole minutes. Talks to us for 15 whole minutes and then proceeds to tell us that they're closed. That he's not taking any more orders. We can come back another time. Cool, whatever. So we all make a like roommate plan. We all gonna go to Pizza Patio. We all gonna meet up.
And you would think we would have learned the first 2 times.
Yeah.
So we gonna give them one more chance. I want some pizza. Y'all want some pizza? What we doing?
And then so we was over here. We was like, oh, let's all meet up. So we all meet up. We link up. It's a Sunday. It's 8:40. We link up there at 8:40. It's 8:40. And I just want to say that because, the owner swears that we...
Facts.
Exactly, because the owner want to act like we didn't show up on time during... It was non-business hours, quote unquote. So we showed up and we're sitting there and the guy says, hey, you can only order appetizers because we have shut our ovens off for the night, which is cool. We showed up at 8:40. It's not a problem. We'll go ahead. We'll order the appetizers. So each of us order appetizers, right? Like we was all getting different things. And we're all sitting there waiting.
And I remember I was actually the last person in line to make my order. And I checked my phone like right before because he said, oh, you can't order pizza now. I was like, this is crazy. What? I checked my phone as I'm ordering, being the last person ordering. It's 8:45 when I order. Out of all four of us, the last person. So that means we got there at 8:40 at least.
And can I just say, he also told me I couldn't get their chili cheese fries.
Vegan chili cheese fries?
Vegan chili cheese fries, which were under appetizers. And I'm confused because
he said we can only get appetizers.
I couldn't get that because the oven was off. And I was just like, I don't remember anyone ever making chili in that oven.
But okay. Whatever you say, you know what I'm saying? So we're all sitting there. We're living our best lives. 9:02 hits because, Kiara was the last one to get her food. So everybody has gotten their food at this point.
And the only reason we were there so long is because I was waiting forever for my food, which was cold and nasty in the first place. Like when I finally got it, it wasn't good. So 9:02 rolls around. What happens?
We have a Caucasian couple who walks in. And
they close at 9.
They close at 9. They walk in.
We got there at 8:40. They close at 9.
They walk in. This couple walks in at 9:02.
After 9.
Yeah, after 9.
AKA
gladly
after
walk
9.
in just free.
And remind you the second, remember I told you the second time I went to Pizza Patio and I had got there at 9, he told us that he wasn't serving us pizza because it was after 9. So they walk in and the owner himself starts to ring these people up. And when I say ring them up, he's giving them whatever they want off the menu. They ordered a lumberjack pizza, 12 inch.
You can have whatever
they
you
ordered
like.
a whole large order of cauliflower. Of cauliflower hot wings.
Just order it.
And we were actually about to head out. We're sitting at the table. Kevon said, no, we're going to wait to this order because this couple orders because something doesn't feel right. We said, okay. The couple says, can we get a 12-inch pizza? We all like,
and the owner says, no problem, blah, blah, blah. And he says, yeah, 12-inch lumberjack, blah, blah. And then the cook in the back says, no problem, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. And there's where we have the problem. Because do you see that we just came at 8:40 and you told us that we couldn't have any pizza? And then boom.
Here's where I come in. Kevon, well, let me just clarify that it was the cook in the back who originally told us that we could not get the pizza in the first place. And then the owner came later to take the other couple's order. However, that doesn't really much matter because the cook in the back is the one who's cooking everything, apparently calling the shots.
Exactly.
And he told us no. But when the owner says, hey, go ahead and throw this pizza in there, he said, yeah, no problem. Just for the record. So Kevon and Cameron leave. They storm out. They're like, we can't today. Because you can't
shook. I was mad.
We're not going to do this every day. We're not going to do this every day. They storm out. I'm like, well, my barbecue wings don't have any barbecue on them. So I'm going to get some barbecue sauce. And so I'm standing there waiting forever just to get some barbecue sauce. The owner is not acknowledging me standing there. And so I'm trying to talk to the cook in the back. And I'm like, excuse me. And then when I'm trying to talk to the cook in the back, the owner says, oh, can I help you with something? Yeah, I've been kind of standing here for a minute. You didn't want to help me 5 minutes ago, but it's cool. Can I get some barbecue sauce? So he's grabbing the barbecue sauce and I'm like, actually, and we were actually just told, my friends and I were told that we couldn't order a pizza when we came in at 8:40, 8:45, but you just let them order a pizza. And then the white couple that came in, they were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. Like, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. We're so sorry. I was like, it's not your fault. We just need some consistency with the pizza patio. So the couple, they're like, they keep apologizing to me. They're like, you know what? You can have some of our pizza. I was like, that's cute.
Not the point.
Thanks. Not the point, though. We want our own pizza. And then the owner was like, well, I can get you a pizza now. And I'm like, no, I wanted a pizza 30 minutes ago before I was refused service.
Right.
And then he was like, he just kept apologizing, and then he went into the back and was talking to the cook who originally took our order. And he told the cook something like, you're not the one that gets to call those shots. I'm the one who pays the bills. But he said it under his breath. He didn't want anybody to hear that, but I heard because your girl was listening because he was taking forever to find this barbecue sauce. I'm like, that's why there's none on my wings because you can't find it. So he finally comes back up and he's like, he's whispering to me. He's like, you know what? I'm really sorry about that. I'm the boss. I'll give you a little something off next time. Wink.
Something.
And I was like,
clarification. He says something off.
not something free, not your money back. Something off.
So he lied.
And it's cute that he thought there was going to be a next time.
Oh, shoot, he lied.
So he's like, but normally when restaurants do stuff like that, they're like, let me go ahead and get your name. Let me get your number. Let me give you a gift card. He didn't say any of that. I'm like, do you want to get my name? Can I get your card? He was like, oh yeah, here you go. And he's like, sorry about that again. And I just left. And so, did me and my friends leave it at that?
Absolutely not, because you know how we are.
Mind you, while Kiara is talking to the owner, I am in the doorway recording this on Snapchat.
Oh,
which, ding ding ding, has
and
a
what does
timestamp.
Snapchat do?
Exactly.
And so when he lies later on in the Yelp review, I'm ready with the snap. And I know some of y'all follow me on Snapchat and y'all saw and y'all reacted that it was ridiculous because it is ridiculous.
And so, being who we are, we're not going to let that slide like that.
Absolutely not.
We do it for the culture, you know what I'm saying? So we decide, we're like, hey, all of us are going to leave Yelp reviews. Because we don't have time.
On every site. Reviews on every site.
Reviews on every site that we possibly
can. And even when we off the clock, we're still doing it for the culture, y'all. We do it for y'all. So we decide to leave Yelp reviews. And I think he thought that night, like, oh, they were just upset. That's the end of that. Nope. And, y'all should have us on our Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter anyways. But if y'all want to check out our Yelp reviews, I have linked all of those and all of those platforms. And he's also, so the first person to actually write a Yelp review was Dammy. What's up, Dammy?
Hey.
Basically, she just kind of told the story of exactly what happened in her Yelp review. And then he replied, if you want to hit some of the highlights of his reply.
So I'm trying to pull it up, but I can't connect to the internet.
Even just what you could think of off the top.
I remember what he said. So yeah, basically my first post, y'all, I edited this post twice. I said twice is enough. My first post was basically describing the story, as Kiara said. And then he replied. So something I noticed in his replies is that it's like he first gets defensive and then apologizes and is like, I'll offer you better service next time. And it's like, but why are you starting off by being so defensive and lying? This is the part that...
Just take responsibility.
Yeah.
You messed up.
So like he's basically saying that the cook stops taking orders 15 minutes before closing, which I'm a new customer in this group, okay? I'm the only one that hasn't been there before, and Cameron told me about it, and we were like, okay, let's go.
Was there a sign posted at all that you can remember that says they stopped taking orders 15, 20 minutes before?
No, there's no sign.
And there's no sign. And we were there 20 minutes prior.
Which means they're fickle.
Right. And it's funny because that's what I told him in my reply to his reply. Oh, geez. That there's like, how are we supposed to know that the cook shuts off the oven 15 minutes before closing?
And he said that was because like he didn't want to keep the cook past closing time. He doesn't want the cook to feel obligated to do that. However, you didn't mind keeping the cook past closing time when the Caucasian couple came in and ordered after us at 9:05.
Exactly.
And the cook had no problem either because he said, oh, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and throw that pizza in the oven, which I heard you say.
I literally heard him yell from the back, I'm going to drop the cauliflower wings right now.
And it's just kind of like, if you didn't want to keep your employees after hours, he's still here. It's 9. It's 9:05.
Exactly.
It's after
You're
9.
closed, and you're still taking orders.
And I just want to say, like, for me especially, like, I'm not the person that like try to throw the race card out there. Like, I try to really analyze the situation and see what's happening and make sure I'm not just trying, because if it's racism, I want it to be,
blatant.
Like, I want people to know I don't want to have any false cases. So in this instance, to me, that was really like white privilege, like, because literally after all this happened, they walked in nilly-willy, nothing happened, and I was shocked because I thought maybe he knew them because like they walked in so casually after it closed, and
doors
he was just
wide
sitting
open.
there. Exactly, he was sitting there just happy, willing to talk to them. And it was just shocking to me. So
And then when I confronted him and I said, hey, your cook refused to make us a pizza and now he's making their pizza. The cook yelled from the back. He's like, I didn't refuse them service. You didn't, sir, but you refused us an order.
Exactly.
You refused us an order. And not only that, my food was garbage when I got the food that I did get, which made me feel like, has this been sitting out all day? And is this why you're still serving only these items? Because this is what you had left?
Funny, because the cook sent me a personal message.
Oh, my goodness.
And he said he wasn't responsible at all, or like was completely unaware of what was going on. But I'm confused because if he replied to the owner, like how was he completely unaware? There's just so much lying going on. That
So much inconsistency. So much inconsistency. Like for instance, like the owner in multiple replies to our Yelp reviews kept saying how we came after.
That was his second reply.
He kept saying how we came after the time, and I was like, no, we didn't. We were there at 8:40.
And regardless of that, even if we did come late, which we didn't because we have a Snapchat video to show, and also we could check our bank statements when they ran our cards for those purchases, you still served the people that came in after us. So we couldn't have been there that late.
So what does that say?
It's funny because in my reply to his first reply, I called him out on his inconsistency. I was like, are you making pizzas or not?
Exactly.
Are you closed or not? Is the oven on or not? Like,
Right. Where's the food coming from?
And I was telling him, I was like, if you know that you're going to come in after hours to take more orders, then you need to check up on the status of the restaurant. You needed to see who's in there, what were they refused, right? Like, who knows, like, if any two groups in the future go through this exact same thing because it's just so inconsistent. You didn't check in with your cook to see what he's doing. He's over here shutting down the oven. Meanwhile, you want it fired up. You're not checking on the customers that are in the restaurant at the time. You don't know what they were refused or not. And it's funny because to that, he lied and made up another excuse. And it was just
getting really old because I feel like if you're saying you're making all the moves and you're the boss, why are you sitting here whispering to me that next time you'll give me something off? That's your employee, right?
Right.
He's not running the business. And then also it started to get frustrating because he kept saying that we came in late and we said, okay, we have all this proof that we did not come in late. But he was just like, well, I wasn't there when you all arrived.
Exactly.
But then
So
he
you came
said,
late.
but you came in late also. So I said to him like, okay, if you weren't there when we arrived, how do you know that we came in late? Because you keep saying you weren't there. You keep saying, ooh, I wasn't there. Ooh, I wasn't there. I don't know why he did that. Oh, but you also came in late. Let me give y'all the address too, just in case y'all happen to stumble up on it to know not to go inside. 109 East Phoenix Ave, Flagstaff, AZ, zip code 86001. Pizza Patio, you're canceled.
Oh, and then he, like,
of color
before we
beware.
even finish the cancel, hold on, I have one thing that really upsets me too. Like, as soon as we sit here and we bring all this information to you and tell you that we're not lying and tell you that we're, like, pleading our case over Yelp and, like, explaining these things, he goes and he was like, well, I've served plenty of black people in Chicago.
That's what I want to say.
I said,
I have a black friend.
He
I
said
said,
many
so
of
you
them
have a
are
black friend.
lifelong friends now.
Hey, listen up.
And what does that have to do with us?
Please stop.
It has absolutely nothing
Absolutely
to do
nothing.
with
I say he could have had
Absolutely
lifelong
nothing.
customers had he respected us.
And that's the thing too, and that's why I also want to apologize to you guys because it was me, Cameron, who suggested this restaurant. Because I had
It's
heard
not your
great
fault.
things.
It's their
from-
inconsistency, their inequality, and my intolerance.
But
because
still,
I'm done.
like I feel like if I would have never brought it up, we would have never experienced.
Because my
this.
friends are trying to improve their lives. They're
but
trying to
it's
be
not the
vegans.
first
They're trying to be
time.
vegetarians. They're trying to find these great spots, and Pizza Patio is not one of
Right.
them.
No, but then again, it wasn't the first incident, right? Like this was one where we were all together experiencing
see
it at the
with our own
same
eyes.
time. But it wasn't the first incident. Kevon experienced a few times before we experienced what we did. Like,
And then another issue that was with this is Dammy posted the Yelp review first. Dammy has a picture next to her Yelp review.
Oh my gosh,
I'm the one who talked to the owner when all my friends left because they were so upset. He kept trying to come back at Dammy and say, I offered you a free pizza and I did all this for you and I talked to you and da-da-da. And I'm
And
like,
her picture,
so then I said,
No,
her
besides
picture
that-
is on Yelp.
no, besides
Right
that,
there.
I literally am differentiating in my posts that I and my friends. I'm new customer. My friends are returning customer. It's me and my friends. And he keeps referring to me as you. You're the one that talked to me, and you're the one I told you that you could just come back.
So that's when I said, no. That's when I wrote my Yelp review because I'm just like, you can't even differentiate. And then he was like, well, you don't have your photo up. I said, but she has her photo up. And yeah, we were all black and we all happened to be in your restaurant, but we all had different experiences.
I'm a little brown skinned. But I think I'm maybe a couple shades darker than Kiara. I also
but
don't
you're
have
also
the same,
6 foot tall.
I'm also 6 feet tall.
There's a lot of difference.
I don't have the same hair.
You wear glasses.
I'm blonde. She's not.
Glasses.
Like literally, there's just no excuse here.
And all I have to say is must definitely think that all his lifelong friends that he made in Chicago, he must think they all the same person too.
They look alike.
Apparently, because I'm still trying to figure out how his Chicago friends are relevant to me.
And then what did the cook say? I thought this was hilarious. So the cook, when he replied, damn, if y'all don't know, I used to be on NAZ TV today. I used to do a little news. What did he say about that?
Oh, yeah. He was like, please come back so we can offer you better service. I know your friend from AZ TV. There was a typo.
He messed up all the names.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, no, she's going to blast me on the news. Guess what? You're getting blasted on the radio station.
Too.
And possibly on the news.
God.
We'll see. Thanks for the idea.
Oh, we will see.
By the way, when you're lying and you need to cover up, that's when you start blocking people. So I was unable to post a review on Facebook after I did Yelp. And it's weird. And I realized that the platforms he could control, those were the ones I was blocked on. Because I still posted to Google reviews. I still posted to...
It was Yelp, Google reviews. We did one for
Twitter.
Facebook.
I'm about to put one on Google too.
I think Kiara went in on Twitter.
version.
Like Kiara,
On the
put
Twitter,
at
the
Pizza
Facebook.
Patio. Like we added
Instagram
them.
too. I don't think they're very active on social media. Or they don't know how to use it because I tagged them on any and everything. But there's also one thing that I wanted to bring to attention that he said to me in response to my Yelp review. He said, I was just doing my best to stay past closing, which I do if possible. And it's difficult for me to understand how this is being made to be a bad thing when you were also offered the same. Basically saying we were offered the same thing as the other couple.
But we don't want
30 minutes.
We don't want any pity pizza. That's exactly what I put in my Yelp review. I was like, we don't want any pity pizza. We don't want you to give us pizza after you already told us we can't have any and then gave it to someone else. Like, we're tired. Like, no, I don't want your pity pizza. No, I'm not coming back. No, you're not getting any of my referrals because I had a whole bunch of people ready to go.
He did.
No,
He did.
you're not getting my referrals. No, you're not getting my business.
It really was about to be the spot. Like, I was thinking, okay, if I try this and it's good, I'm not necessarily trying to go vegan, but I don't mind.
But I'm open to eating some vegan food.
Vegan options.
Well, dabbling. We're on the same page.
Exactly.
So let us not forget the other review we saw.
I was just going to say that.
Okay.
So we were looking through the other reviews thinking like, are we the only people who are experiencing this? So there was actually some other reviews from people of color. One in particular that caught my eye. And it was from someone who was an indigenous Latina who was saying that the owner made a lot of racist remarks about indigenous Latina people, multiple things to her during her visit. And I'm actually trying to contact her to get her side of the story, and I'll get back to y'all with that. So it's not just us; it's other people of color.
It is.
Or how he said that there was another review where he responding because there's supposedly like some Native man like got in trouble there, and he was like, I just feel like I was like mistreated while I was there, and like you all like made a big deal out of it when I got into it with somebody because supposedly like it was the Native guy who got into it with someone else, and they were like arguing, and then like the guy like tried to like step in and ended up kicking the Native guy out. And didn't serve him any food, didn't give him anything. And so like the Native guy was like, well, I just personally feel like that was not fair. Like I wasn't the one who started it. You were over here doing X, Y, and Z, and then you came at me all disrespectful and all this other stuff. And I just find it interesting, you know what I mean? The difference in treatment between people of color that come to your establishments versus people of non-color who come to your establishments. So you go ahead and remember that black dollars are powerful and you will be getting none of ours.
And anybody who is not a person of color and you calling yourselves one of our allies, I better not see y'all at Pizza Patio either.
Period.
Pizza box.
Point blank, period.
No cauliflower wings. No vegan.
They just don't want us to
mozzarella
be great.
sticks.
They better be homemade.
I don't want to see none of
But
it.
They better be
the Pizza
homemade.
Patio in downtown Flagstaff, you're canceled. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next cancellation. It's actually not on our list, but it made me think of it. When we were at Hawaiian barbecue?
Oh my
Aloha
gosh.
barbecue. They're dope. Their food's
They're
dope.
bomb.
No complaints. Y'all should go there. It's
Please
dope.
go.
It's downtown.
Support that
It was
business.
one of the customers at Aloha Barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
One of the customers. And the restaurant was dope. They were unfazed. They were minding their business and cooking their delicious food. No problems with them. It's a great alternative to the pizza patio. What happened at Aloha Barbecue?
I'm at Aloha Barbecue. Mind you, I don't know what it is about everyone wanting to fight me lately.
Everybody wants Kevon's attention.
Everybody wants to fight me. Period. That's just how I feel. I feel like everyone wants to fight me. And so like I'm sitting there, I order my food. This guy says, hey, like I think he said like homie or like bro or like it was something. It was some weird colloquialism.
To the N-word.
Yeah, it was like some weird colloquialism for the N-word basically. And he was like, "Yeah, what's up? Like I like your dreads." And so, mind you, I'm tired. We had just got done walking around the planet playing Pokemon Go.
Carefree black.
And
people.
I was like, oh, thank you, because I already get on the defense when people greet me like that, because clearly you're only greeting me like that because I'm black, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I was already on the defense. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And he was like, wow, like F you then. And so I let that slide. Didn't even say anything. Kept, I was talking to my friends. We had to finish ordering. I was like, dang it. Of course we couldn't let it go. He was like, yeah, because like you just being ridiculous. Like he was just talking mess. He was saying all types of disrespectful stuff. And then the next thing you know, he was like, hey, N-word, I'm talking to you. And I said, are you talking to me? And he said, yeah. I said, I will slap you out this chair.
Meanwhile, Dammy was like, did he just say the N-word? And Cameron's over here trying to explain to me what a Pidgey is.
I'm trying to get her to boss her Pidgey to Pidgeot. That's Pidgeot. Sorry.
Dammy said, did he just say the N-word? We said, oh, no.
I was literally staring at him dead in his eyes when I asked that. I was like, did he just say the N-word?
And he
was like, yeah, what you gonna do? I got...
What did he say? I'm Crip.
He said this family. He said, wow, I can't say the N-word. I have black family. You trying to say I don't have black family? I said, I don't care whose family. I don't care what your family looks like.
But they need to come get you.
Right now, because this is ridiculous.
Can we officially declare that a new punchline? I got black family.
No, for real.
That one wasn't I got black family.
Hashtag I got black family. But he was just ridiculous, and I was just like, wow. And so like he like got up like he was about to fight. And he like kept looking at Dammy weird, like he was gonna like attack her or something. And like clearly, I think he was a little intoxicated or something. Yeah. And his friend's over here like, please, like let's just
Thank
go.
God for the friend.
And whoever your friend is, whoever his friend is, bless you. You saved your friend's life. You saved your friend's life. You know what I'm saying?
Save somebody's life.
He saved his friend's life. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, where did that even come from? All because I didn't like give you the proper response, I guess, to like
response that he wanted.
The response
you didn't give him all the attention that he needed in that moment.
And here we go. You know what I'm saying?
He said, here's just a little breakdown. He said, hi, I like your dreads. Kevon said, thanks. For some reason, that wasn't enough. That's when it started to get out of hand because he, of course, was not getting the attention that you needed to give to him.
And he's like, you stuck up, you this, you a N-word, blah, blah. I was like, oh.
He was doing some weird little...
I will say, I really did like his hand geometry when he was throwing up gang signs. I thought that was very creative.
Get out.
And please gave me a nice laugh. So.
Well, Cameron can leave the studio. Cameron can leave the studio.
His fingers were...
So, shout out to you.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
Strange person, you're canceled.
You're canceled. Your friend, we see you.
Exactly. Our friend... To the friend, we do see you. You saved your friend's life. Congratulations. Like, you, all heroes don't wear capes.
Kevon said, don't let this panda sweater fool you.
Hey, I had a cute panda sweater on, too. But,
we're going to move on to the next. You're canceled.
Yeah, so our next cancellation goes out to the shooter in Maryland.
Wow. Jared
Ramos. So just to give you a little bit of information, 5 people were killed in a shooting Thursday inside of the Capital Gazette newsroom in Annapolis, Maryland. All the victims were employees of the newspaper. And Jared Ramos was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. He's expected to appear in court. Basically, he ended up being terminated a few months before, like in July. Well, actually, it was some years before. He was terminated in July 2014 for security suitability concerns. And basically, like, after that happens, he's been going to court because they said that he was still he sued the company because he said they were still owing him money and all types of things.
Mm-hmm. So 4 years ago, he used to work for Enterprise Information Services. He worked as a help desk specialist with the Bureau of Labor Statistics in Washington, D.C. So they said that this was a vengeance shooting because he says that they owed him money. That was his motive behind it all.
And then the judge was like, well, we're not ruling in your favor for you to have extra money, X, Y, and Z. Here's the amount of money that you're going to get. And that wasn't okay with him. Next thing you know, shoots up a whole newspaper station.
That's
a whole newspaper
crazy.
station. And so, like, to you, Jared, that's ridiculous. I can't believe you're mad because you didn't get
Highly canceled.
And it was only like $1,000 that he was trying to sue for.
The most
and so,
highly
like, wow, you're trash and you're canceled. Period. And we also got all of this information.
Where did we get our information from?
CNN.com.
And we actually do want to send out our condolences to the 5 people that were killed. And there are also some other people that were injured in the shooting.
And condolences to their families
Condolences
as well.
to those families. So you're canceled, Jared Ramos. But we are done with the cancellations for today. Let's move on to the we see yous, the positives.
We
First
see you.
up, Jay-Z. We got our information from Complex.com. Shout out to Complex. He is making a Trayvon Martin documentary. It's called Rest in Power, the Trayvon Martin story. And it actually releases next Monday, July 30th.
Yay. Definitely
at
probably
10
going to be on
p.m.
TIDAL.
on the Paramount Network. It's going to be a 6-part docuseries. And it's going to include interviews with Trayvon's family, Angela Rye, Reverend Al Sharpton, Angela Davis, Carmelo Anthony, and more. And they actually, the Carters mentioned it on their joint album, the one that Jay-Z has with Beyonce, The Black Effect. And Jay-Z says on The Black Effect, since the Khalif doc, they've been at my neck. Y'all can tell them Trayvon is coming next. So that's from the Carters album on this song, The Black Effect. And that's dope. Shout out to Jay-Z. I think
But that was really
long
deep, though.
overdue.
Remember what he said? He said, since the Khalif doc, they've been at my neck. Because we're going to get into why they've been at his neck later.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into that later, but that's a little precursor for
But I
that.
think we need to take a little music
we need a little
break.
music
A little
break.
music break. We've been
Kiara,
canceling
Bob. Let's
people
hear it,
all evening. Who do we cancel? Let's just a little recap. The Pizza Patio.
Three times.
Done.
3 times.
Hashtag boycott. Hashtag protest Pizza Patio.
Hashtag we'll go in there and sit there and not order nothing.
Watch.
Pizza Patty.
Go ahead and keep responding to our Yelp reviews. You know why?
No, I already told them I ain't replying no more to you
It's something about that name just
in your life.
Every time. But you know something, I think that, you know, speaking of the Carters, we need to just go ahead and hop into The Black Effect. You can hear the lyrics for yourself. So that's the song we about to hop into next. We love y'all. This is the Brown Sugar Hour, and we hope you enjoy this music selection. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Brown Sugar Hour. It's Kiara Brown.
And your boy Kivo So Fly in the building.
Thank y'all for listening. We got some guests on today. Y'all want to say y'all names again?
Give us the handles.
Well, my name is Cameron, a.k.a. Kadubla Abnigada, a.k.a. I'm
You
joking.
want to share your Pokemon club?
At Cameron Loves on Twitter.
Hey, if y'all trying to get on a Pokemon, I'm definitely going to throw out
Team Valor for life.
Team Valor, period. Go ahead. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you, young lady?
Oh my gosh, I am sorry, y'all. I was just a little distracted. I am Dami Lola. Dami, if you could say Dami Lola right.
Dollar Lola, Daily Lola.
Dollar bills, y'all.
They be like,
Dami Lola. Okay. You can find me on all social media platforms except like Tumblr and like what are the other ones?
It don't matter.
But the main ones, right? Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at DIIDOW01.
Hey, turn up. And we're definitely going to head and drop those links to all their social media and different things on our Instagram. You know,
But thank y'all
we
so
love to
much
do
for
that for our
being
guests.
on. We're going to continue with our We See Yous out there. The last person we said we see you to was Jay-Z coming out with his Trayvon Martin documentary. Next up is...
We have S&M Skincare, and you can find them on Facebook, and you can find them at Simply Melanin Products on IG. This is Monet and Summer, who happen to be really cool friends of ours, who came out with an all-natural skincare business. So basically they said we are a all-natural, no BS skin and hair care business. All of our products are made to order and ensure great quality. Our website is almost up, but for now, people can take orders we take our orders on Facebook and Instagram. So we'll go ahead and drop that in there. Shout out to S&M Skincare. You're tearing it up.
SSSS.
I'm not playing.
Y'all need to get some rights to that song.
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it.
But shout out to Monet and Summer. We see y'all out here with the black products, the black self-care products.
Black
we see
business.
y'all. Black
Do it.
business, black entrepreneurship. That's what we love to see.
And that's what we hear.
But next up on the list for the people that we see, shout out to Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everybody's grandma slash auntie.
Thank you, Auntie Maxine. Thank
The
you.
greatest.
so
She's the
much.
queen of reclaiming
Grandma
my
Maxine.
time.
the queen of clapback.
The queen of clapback.
Shoot.
So basically what happened, she was at a rally just calling people to come to action and to challenge Trump's administration about immigration, separating families and all that's been going on. She said, "We are not afraid of you," quote unquote, about Trump at a rally. But after that, she has received death threats, and she said, being the OG that she is, the
real
just
gangsta.
epitome of black excellence, she said, "If you shoot at me, you better shoot straight. There's nothing like a wounded animal." Ooh-wee. So, but she's actually had to cancel events in Alabama and Texas last weekend because of the death threats. So, y'all's president,
Number
y'all's
Chester
president,
Cheetos.
Obama's
AKA
still my
number
president.
45.
Yours.
Michelle Obama's still my first lady.
Not mine.
Y'all president responded to all of this going on by saying, quote, "Congresswoman Maxine Waters, an extraordinary low IQ person, has become, together with Nancy Pelosi, the face of the Democrat Party." I think he meant to say Democratic. "She has just called for harm to supporters, of which there are many, of the Make America Great Again movement. Be careful what you wish for, Max." Unquote.
Was that a
End
threat?
quote.
Why would he call her?
Why would you
Max?
say be careful what you wish for?
But why
And
is that a threat though?
That is a threat.
That seems like a threat.
That
to
is
me.
a threat.
Auntie Maxine, that's a threat. Go ahead and take him to court.
Go ahead and take him to court.
Go
That
get
won't be
your
the
money,
first
sweetheart.
time. That won't be the first case.
Or the last.
But like, that's so disrespectful. That's like her calling him Donnie.
Exactly.
His name
Max.
is Donnie though. And Chester Cheeto and
What
number
is his
45.
name?
Chester Cheeto.
And how dare he have the audacity to say that someone has an extraordinarily low IQ?
And a member of the Congress.
And he said
That's a member of your
literally
Congress.
got
all the way to
Congress.
A
Congress.
member of
y'all,
your
and she got a
Congress,
low
and you're
IQ.
calling her Max.
He said she got low IQ, and they had the nerve to say the member of she's the face of the Democrat Party and not Democratic. So I don't know whose IQ's lower than.
The fact that he had to brag that he's smarter than his uncle that went to MIT or whatever. I saw once in a video. I said, "Oh, see,
So your
that
uncle,
means you're
But-
not."
your uncle then must have skated by.
Anyways, y'all president is always canceled, especially
24/7.
in this
So he
case. But Maxine Waters, we see you. Thank you for standing up for us and not backing down, standing up for all people of color because she's dope. She's the greatest.
And another
Shout out
call to
Auntie
action is
Maxine.
protect Auntie Maxine at all costs.
At all costs.
For the culture, protect Auntie Maxine at all costs. There we go.
Moving on. Next, we see you is Damon Lawrence. We got our information from the Shade Room. He's a black entrepreneur. He's actually opening up the Moore in New Orleans, Louisiana. So it's going to pay homage to black culture's finest moments, both past and present. So it's all black theme, hotel, all black everything in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm
Where
gonna
we
go visit.
going?
And you know where I'm staying when I go to Mardi Gras.
Yo, we going to Mardi Gras, y'all.
Yes,
Cameron
we're
said
going to
Mardi
Mardi Gras.
Gras.
Yes, Cameron, we're going to Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Cameron's
Trying to
a
get
little-
beads and stuff. I see y'all.
No, you
nerd.
trying to get me.
Whoa.
We're not doing.
We're going
Jerry
to talk about that a little
Dees.
later. Next up is JP Morgan Chase. Shout out to blackenterprise.com. So they're investing over $1.5 million to grow black businesses in Detroit. It's specifically going to be for black and Hispanic women to grow their businesses.
I know I trusted them. That's why they got my money. Thank you, Chase.
They
I'm
about
gonna
to
get a
get my
savings
money,
account
and I'm
with y'all
hoping
one
to
day.
get a little bit of theirs. Go ahead and invest this way.
You know what I'm saying?
But according to blackenterprise.com, since 1997, the number of African American women entrepreneurs in the U.S. rose by 322%.
Amen.
Let me say that number one more time. 322%. You can say it one more time too,
God is
Kevon.
good.
322%.
But however, they receive less than 1% of all venture investment.
Here we go.
But the CEO, Jamie Demon, or maybe it's Jaime Demon, shout out to you. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. He said, my hope is that our investment continues to help unlock doors for Black and Hispanic women entrepreneurs to grow and showcase their tech startups to get ahead once and for all. So the money is going to be going to 2 new programs for high growth startups founded by women of color. It's going to be Intent Manifesto and Digital Undivided. So they're going to be tech programs.
Turn up.
Shout out to you.
You looking out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Chase.
Y'all are formally invited to the cookout.
And I'm definitely open savings with y'all.
And
you know
y'all
what I'm
can
saying?
even bring a side. I know. But y'all can bring a
Hold
side.
on, because y'all saw that
trust
potato
them.
salad on
No.
Facebook.
No.
Y'all saw that potato
We
salad
gonna
on
give
Facebook.
them the chance.
I saw a pickle and something salad, cake wrapped in frozen hot dogs.
Okay, see.
But didn't you want the pickle juice slushy Sonic?
Whoa.
Hey, you're
That's
canceled.
different.
You're canceled.
That
I just want
is
to say I like
different.
craisins. Craisins do belong in certain salads, not potato salad,
Craisins.
but I do like the craisins.
Whoa.
And therefore, Cameron cannot make any potato salad for anybody's barbecue.
Whoa.
Say they don't go on a potato salad, but I'm gonna let you finish here.
But
That's
moving
all
on.
good. We moving on anyways.
Moving
Cameron.
on, you know what I'm saying? So our next we see you goes out to Ava DuVernay. You
My
know,
favorite.
she's Hollywood royalty.
Literally my
Auntie,
favorite director.
Auntie Ava, you know what I'm saying? So first off, we're just gonna go down the list of her accolades that she's been rapping at lately. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go down the list. So first, Selma, the movie that she directed, happened to be the first movie that was ever nominated for Best Picture as an African American woman.
Amen.
And it was nominated for an Oscar. And also in 2012, she became the first woman to direct a prize film at Sundance. And she took home the honor, and the film is called Middle of Nowhere.
Amen.
And she was the first African American woman to do that as well.
All right. now.
Ava also became one of the first African American women to direct a live action film with a budget that was larger than $100 million, which is a wrinkle in time.
Amen.
And so she was also doing that, and she was saying how like that happened, and also like her and Ryan Coogler happened to be the first African American people to ever dominate the charts when it came to highest grossing movies, because as we know, Black Panther happened to be a movie that was over $1 billion, that it grossed over $1 billion, and so A Wrinkle in Time was right behind that. So shout out to Auntie Ava. You have given us the 13th.
Love her.
You have given us literally everything that we could
Queen
ever need.
Sugar.
Can we also
Queen
talk about
Sugar.
how she also was a mentor for Ryan Coogler
Absolutely. Please.
for Black Panther? So like, you have to really just give her props. Like,
Period.
Seriously.
Because then she turned down directing it, and she said, like, don't quote me, but I think she said something like, this isn't my project, but I do want to see it succeed.
absolutely.
And
I think
mind
that's a
you,
beautiful thing.
sure did.
Sharing the wealth,
there
the
we
acknowledgement,
go.
doing
There
it for
we
the
go.
culture.
Yes. And it's all about unity, you know what I'm saying? And all of that was we got all this information from InStyle.com, you know what I'm saying? So, moving on to our We See Yous. Akon, once again, is doing it again.
Young Jeezy.
Trying to take it easy. You know what I'm saying?
On my way up to
You better give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So first off, shout out to Akon. We got all of our information from CNN.com. But Akon's coming out with a new cryptocurrency in Africa called the A-Coin. Ooh, that's fly. You know what I'm saying?
The
And basically,
Is it with a K?
it is with a K.
Nah,
It is with a K. It is with a K, friend. And so
A-coin.
basically, he was saying that cryptocurrency is becoming like the newest up and coming movement in multiple countries and different things. And so basically, he says that he thinks that I quote, he said, I think that blockchain and crypto could be the savior of Africa in many ways because it brings power back to the people. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology offer a more secure currency that enables people in Africa to advance themselves independent of the government. And so basically him coming out with this is definitely going to enrich and empower and put the money back in the people's hands.
That's amazing.
And so basically the data shows that investment in cryptocurrency is growing in Africa. South Africans and Nigerian are the highest ranked African countries with the largest volume of cryptocurrency transactions. So some of the obstacles that he might face while doing this happens to be the African government controls the banks and internet access.
They sure do.
And so some of the issue was like they were saying back then, they were even quoting, they were talking about how like back then when the internet first started booming, the African government had took took control and took access over the internet, and so Africa as a continent wasn't able to like ride that that new industrial wave when it came to those sort of things. So they're saying they hope that this is like their second chance to be able to do that.
All right, let me give y'all a little bit more on cryptocurrency. So your girl has been studying cryptocurrency just a little bit. I would suggest investing, but I'm not a professional. Okay. I just put a couple of my coins into their coins.
Tell me how to put my money where it needs to go, because I need to know.
We could do a show about that too if y'all interested in that. We could talk about black wealth again. But as for cryptocurrency, like it is growing in popularity and there are more and more people investing in it. But an issue with our government, an issue that our government has with it is that they can't tax cryptocurrency. They can't get involved in cryptocurrency at all. Which is what they hate and which is why they're trying to put a stop to it. So I wonder if it would be the same for the A coin in Africa, whether or not the government can, put their hands in it or not. And of course there are like, people with government platforms who are buying like companies who buy and sell cryptocurrency to try to have a little bit of control, but you can't control it as a whole because it's not taxable. So it's a little something to think about. Go ahead, Akon, though, with your A-coins.
Shout out to the A-coin. I'm going to drop me a few coins in there,
A-coin will get my coin.
A-coin.
And cryptocurrency is also good for, like, if there's migrant workers working here and they want to send money back to their family. There's not always, like, a Western Union somewhere else in the world outside of America. So cryptocurrency is another way to send money back to your family at home if that's what you're trying to do. So shout out to cryptocurrency.
Yeah, shout out.
I hope it works out.
And shout out to Akon for getting us popping with the A-coin. You know what I'm saying? I see you.
Smack that.
But there's a documentary on Netflix about cryptocurrency if y'all want to learn a little bit more about that.
I'm super down.
I highly recommend it. I watched it. I thought it was great.
I'm super down. And so our final We See You for the day goes out to one of my favorite people on this planet, Shariah J. Right. So Shariah J happens to be someone who was on the 4. And we got all the information from Wikipedia and Parade.com. But basically, Shariah J is this artist who signed with Missy Elliott in 2010. And she was a part of Missy Elliott's Gold Mine Incorporated. In 2013, she became Vibe Magazine's Rapper to Watch. And in 2016, she decided that she was going to step away from Gold Mine Inc., which was her little bout with Missy Elliott. She decided to step away from that. There was no hard feelings, but she decided to step away from that and create Banji Entertainment Incorporated. And so she has her own record label now. And this is somebody who's just been like trailblazing and trying to like put it out there and trying to get their work done. So basically everybody knows that this new show, The 4, is out and it's like amazing. And she happens to be one of the original 4 on, this is season 2 now. And so a few months before the show, she was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
Lord.
And she's been doing rounds of chemotherapy and competing on the show at the same time. And I mean, like, she's traveling, y'all. So, like, I mean, she's flying from LA to Atlanta, getting chemo, flying back.
Wow.
And doing the show.
Can we say Black Girl Magic?
Can we say
Survivor?
She's doing it. Like, she really is just doing it. And so just shout out to her. Like, you can watch her every day. I mean, every Thursday on The 4. That's when the new episodes come out. And like, shout out to Shariah J. Like, I really hope to see you win. And I really hope to see you succeed. And you gonna beat it.
She really is bomb.
We see you, girl. Can we talk about Missy Elliott just for a hot second? What's going on?
No.
What's going on at that label?
Ooh.
Missy
listen.
Elliott's dope. Let me say Missy Elliott's dope. Her music's dope. But where are her artists?
She's not able. I feel like she was able to do it for herself because her and Timbaland had the foresight to see what works for them. Yeah. I don't think she see what works for everybody.
Also, I feel like, I don't want to say it like this, but like her time is up with being like that one producer, that one hot producer that put out all the artists, like she was in the 90s, I feel like back in like 90s, early 2000s, Missy Elliott was it's like if you came out with Missy Elliott or she was on your track, like fire, right? Not saying that Missy isn't fire now, but she doesn't have that, I guess, power as a producer to put out. I mean, the artists that signed with her are amazing, like Jasmine Sullivan. Kate entered
and you
to the
see
game
what
with
she
her.
did to her.
amazing
Jasmine Sullivan's
vocalist,
fire.
but she's not as big as she should be. I feel like so.
Tweet. The only person that was super duper on the rise was Aaliyah, but she has started going to other people. Oops, Missy, we so sorry. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think it's really interesting because I don't think Missy Elliott, like I said, I don't think that she has the vision to be able to manage people and to be able to like make sure that she's producing their music the way that she should be. But the people that she does discover happen to be really, really good, like really, really fire. But you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go ahead and take another music break. Cause we see all of y'all and we trying to see ourselves too relaxing. You know what I'm saying? So
just a reminder, theme for today, all black everything.
All black
everything. So our music's all black everything inspired. We're here. We're tired, but we're here and we're not going nowhere. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after we listen to I Am by Georgia Smith. Welcome back. It's the Brown Sugar Hour. That was a little Georgia Smith. I Am from the Black Panther album. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar for putting that together. He produced that whole album and it was fire.
We see you too.
We see you, Kendrick Lamar. We always see you. You're just always on the list. Just know. You're always on the list of we see you. And some other news. So I don't know if y'all heard about it, but we do want to bring it to light a little bit. So TIDAL, the Carters, they've been having a little bit of an issue. Okay, so basically, after Beyonce's album Lemonade and The Life of Pablo, Kanye's album was released in 2016.
On TIDAL, there was a Norwegian newspaper company that challenged their streaming numbers and said that their streaming numbers were boosted and that they weren't accurate. So The Life of Pablo got 250 million streams in the first 10 days. And Lemonade got 306 million streams in the first 15 days. TIDAL claims that their subscriber base is only 3 million users. That's why the Norwegian newspaper is like, if you only have 3 million subscribers, how did you get so many streams?
No wonder on the Jay-Z and Beyonce's joint album, in the song Nice, she says if she gave 2 Fs about streaming numbers, she would have put Lemonade up on Spotify.
Exactly. So this has been a year-long investigation so far. So there's music search firms like Media and the Norwegian University of Science and Technology Center for Cyber and Information Security. Y'all need to shorten y'all name. It's the CCIS.
Ain't nobody got time.
Has allegedly validated the suspicions on inflated numbers. But it's just interesting to me that a newspaper company is challenging.
From Norway.
From Norway.
I feel like no one minds their business these days. We'll talk about that later too.
So the TIDAL executives could possibly be sued for collusion and or fraud because of inflating streaming numbers, and that could increase royalty payments for some artists that they have, and that's illegal and fraudulent. So if TIDAL is found to have manipulated some of their numbers, Sony and Universal would have to pay back some of the funds plus some penalties. Yeah, so Jay-Z and his legal team, they're calling the story and its accompanying studies a smear campaign. It's saying that it's full of lies and falsehoods, and he's reportedly under investigation by the SEC.
You know, I'm glad to hear this here, because I really try to listen to music without going to Rap Genius and finding out the backstory. But I feel like they really refer to all this going on in their joint album. And you get the gist of what they're talking about, but you don't know the details like this.
But I just wanted to say, I think it's really, really funny how all of this tends to happen after these these major albums come out, and then they said one of the things that they were talking about, how there's only 3 million users, they only have a 3 million fan subscriber base, which is really interesting to me because at the end of the day, do you know how many people, when Lemonade only came out on that platform, how many people downloaded TIDAL
to
listen to it,
or The Life of Pablo,
and use their free subscription, and the same thing for Life of Pablo. So if you're gonna check the numbers, check all the numbers. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because no one was checking for TIDAL until Lemonade dropped.
True.
I'm gonna be real. I was like, TIDAL, maybe I'll get it later. This was in 2016. Lemonade dropped. I said, what have I done? Why don't I have TIDAL? I was stressed.
I actually tried it before Lemonade, and I think that's when it was just starting. So they had the interface was a little weird issue, and I was like, see, I can't do this because I need my music everywhere.
Hey, I can say that I've been a diehard Tidal fan since Lemonade. Like as soon as Lemonade came out, I downloaded my Tidal and I subscribed, and I've been like on that platform since then.
So back to what Beyonce was saying in her lyrics when she said, if we cared about numbers, we'd put it on Spotify. But the only thing I'm like, is because they did put it on Spotify and they also put it on Apple Music. No, not Lemonade. For their newest album, The Carters. They said if we cared about streaming numbers, we'd put it on Spotify.
I think she was talking about Lemonade though. She said she'd put Lemonade up on Spotify.
Did she say Lemonade specifically?
Yeah, she said Lemonade.
But I mean, like, I think them putting the Carters on there now is making it more accessible. And like, considering the fact that like, it's not just a Beyonce album. Like, I think if it was just a Beyonce, the latest album, if it was just a Beyonce album, then she would have just let it be on Tidal and like left it.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought too.
Because it's a joint album, I think that's why she was able to open up to more platforms like Apple Music and all the other ones. Because people go to Apple Music and to Spotify to listen to Jay-Z all the time.
Well, actually, all of Jay-Z's music is cleared from Spotify ever since Tidal. Yep, ever since Tidal started up. You type in Jay-Z, there's nothing.
I know you played 444 on.
And Prince
she
is
did
on
say
Tidal
Lemonade.
Music.
She said she would have put Lemonade on Spotify.
I have a feeling she just because Beyonce, all of Beyonce's music is still on Spotify. But her not up to Lemonade, but she left out Lemonade. I feel like because she was trying to like teach, that paper lesson like. I really don't care. And just to show you I don't care, I'm not going to put it up on Spotify, which, I mean, I ended up actually buying the album off iTunes. But, like, the fact that this joint album is back on, it's like, oh, it really was just, like...
a lesson.
That situation with Lemonade.
So we could just equate it to that Norwegian... newspaper being haters because I'm tired. Obviously the Carters don't need the money like that. They just rented out the Louvre.
Hello.
I don't know what else I
for
need
a music
to say.
video.
For a music video.
For a music
She said, stack
video.
my money fast enough. That's all I gotta say. We're done.
So we're done with that. We still supporting the Carters. I mean, we'll see. We'll keep y'all posted on what comes out next. But I think it is just they just trying it.
Baloney.
Baloney. They see these successful black people really doing it and they don't like it. They hate it. And I'm just the thing that makes me the most mad about it is that we didn't find out about it here.
Exactly.
We had to hear from that newspaper in Norway. So moving on though. Moving on.
That's why she didn't perform
For
in your
today's
city.
major topic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We about to go ahead and get into the difference or lack of difference. We'll put it that way. The difference or lack of difference between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. And like, what are they for the culture or are they not for the culture?
Let's start off with that. Is Cardi B problematic for the black community?
I would have to say yes for 300, Alex.
Okay, we just gonna go around.
500.
You say yes for 500. What do you say?
No.
I say no too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and give a little background information, and then we're gonna get into it. So Cardi B as a rapper, her name is Belle Callis. She's out of New York. So she was born in 1992 in the Bronx borough of New York City. She was raised in Highbridge neighborhood in South Bronx, and she was born to a Dominican father and a Trinidadian mother. She ended up landing a role on Love and Hip Hop New York because she was like an up and coming rapper. And ever since then, her career skyrocketed. And now she's the Cardi B that we all know. And she has like a huge following and social media clout. You know, she's out here doing it. Crazy because Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian American. She's a rapper, also from New York City. She was raised in Queens, and she basically ended up putting out mixtapes. And she put out 3 mixtapes. One was called Playtime Is Over, and that was in 2007. Sucker Free was in 2008, and Beam Me Up Scotty was in 2019.
That's my stuff.
In 2019, Beam Me Up Scotty sold over $1 million. People started buying Beam Me Up Scotty for like over $1 million. Like she made so much money on that, and that was just a mixtape. So she ended up catching the eye of Lil Wayne, and she signed with Young Money in 2009. Her career skyrocketed from there. So, what do you both feel the differences are? What do all of you feel the differences are between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B?
If you want to do a comparison, I would say, if you want to get to a deeper conversation, I would say most rap music in general today is problematic for the culture. Now,
True.
for me being culture, I'm talking about as far as like the values Black people should uphold, what people see when they see these artists on the platform, how they view Black people based on the representation we are getting from most rap artists. Now, if you want to, if we're comparing the two, I would say there isn't a great difference between them as far as their lyrical content, how they portray themselves on music videos or interviews or anything. But I will say a problem I do have with per se Cardi B is mainly some like intricacies based on like as far as like literacy or others, like how she presents herself, the way she talks.
What do you mean by
my thing is
literacy?
like I don't
coming for the fact that she can't spell and stuff.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I'm not trying to say like, oh, because she speaks different languages and all these other things, this is a bad thing. No, I feel bad because, or I feel a certain type of way because I feel that you don't try to better yourself. You're just like, this is me.
Right.
This is who I'm going to be. Everybody needs to get down with it. And to me, if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But you have to understand you are a platform. You are what people see, and you are what people see when they think of Black people, and that's how you're portraying yourself. And you're saying that's okay. That's my problem.
Right.
Okay.
I mostly agree with you, Cameron. The one thing I disagree with you is you said interviews, and I feel like that's exactly where they are very different. I just feel like Nicki, okay, you were right about how like they portray themselves in music videos and their lyrical content is similar. I would even add a third person to that list who has a similar background, Azalea Banks, right? From New York, has raunchy lyrics.
LaGuardia.
Can act a little crazy. Okay, her interview persona is not the best. Okay, but I feel like the difference is between Azalea and Nicki and Cardi. Shoot, let's add another person. Princess Nokia. Like these, they're very similar backgrounds, similar personalities, kind of being very carefree and they don't care what they're talking about in their lyrics. Like they're just gonna say whatever. I feel like the difference with Cardi is in the interviews, she is not, I feel like she portrays herself as the thing that Black women have fought so long to not appear as in mainstream media, loud, ratchet, like sounding uneducated. And I'm not dissing Cardi. I don't know if she does have an amazing education. I mean, I do know for Nicki and Azalea, they attended LaGuardia's
School for the Arts.
School of Performing Arts for high school, which is like a huge deal. That's where a lot of great artists come out from. And it's like, you kind of see that education or that like, I don't know, maybe
So then I
that
have a
discipline
question
coming
for
through in their interviews. Yeah.
So, what would you say if I were to say like maybe Cardi B didn't have access to those means of education?
But you do now. Like,
Right.
But
my
prior,
thing is-
she just kind of stepped onto the scene. Like she rose to fame really quickly. I
And
think.
also on top of that, who's to say that she's not looking for those things as she's pregnant and just got married?
What things are you referring to?
Because you said that
pregnant
she
and
has,
married
you
has
said that
nothing to
she,
do with
but
like
you said that she has
education
access.
or anything.
No, I know, but I'm saying maybe she's not seeking education at this point right now because of those things. Do you see what I'm saying?
But she
And
had
then
the
I
time
also feel
before
like
getting
maybe she's
pregnant.
not aware that she needs education like that. I'm kind of neutral on that because I wanted to say those are like qualities that Black women are fighting. Like we don't want to be portrayed as, but there are some Black women who are like that out there. So do we hide them away? Should they not be represented?
We don't hide them away, but we bring them up. We don't
But my
say
thing
you
is-
stay there and that's okay because you can make money doing this and people can watch you and you can be this caricature that everybody equates you to and that's okay.
But my
no,
next
we
question
say
is-
this is what you can
So
be.
then what if they say like, I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to be nobody else.
And okay, and so like you said, do that and get your money, but that doesn't change my opinion. That's not going to stop me from calling you problematic. Like,
But
you know
my
what I'm
thing
saying?
is could it be a finesse moment? Because if we're not mistaken, another person that was on Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta was K Michelle, and she goes to FAMU, and she was over here. She went to FAMU, and she was over here like fighting. She's a classical pianist, all types of things, but she was portraying all these things as a Black woman, and the same thing too. But using reality TV as a platform to launch herself. You know what I'm saying? So like, are we calling it too early? That's my only thing. Like, I think personally, like, the reason why I'm saying no to Cardi B right now is because I think we're calling it too early. Like, I feel like K Michelle is somebody who used the same exact platform to get like big, and she did the same exact thing. She was fighting. She was talking about her little hot pocket.
But she also has regrets too, though.
No, but I'm not saying that she doesn't have regrets. I'm saying that she's reformed. I'm saying, so are we calling it too early?
But even if you want to talk about Nicki, Nicki came onto the scene a lot different than what she is now. I would say she was a lot more, I don't want to say raunchier, but she was a lot more blunt. She was a lot louder. Her appearance was totally different. But now that she has the platform that she does have, she's like, I don't have to do all that. So she's a little calmer.
I feel like, because I mean, when I would watch Nicki Minaj in her early stages, and you watch her behind the scenes, and you see that
she was like, she always be with the like she makes noise too.
No, she was literally being all the things that like Cameron had named, like the ratchet, the loud, all the things that Black women were trying to get away from.
But
like she was using that to finesse music.
But yes, but outside the music, away from the music video, away from the cameras, behind the scenes, backstage, you see maturity in Nicki, which you do not see in Cardi. It's like. And that's where I could see the potential for Cardi to mature. And maybe that's why I don't consider it calling it early, because I feel like with Nicki, it's like, okay, she's crazy, but somewhere in there she's got, I know she's smart. Like, she knows what she's doing, you know, and and I mean, now that we see how she's changed, like, it kind of goes like, I feel like she was always aware that it was just a finesse thing for the music.
Why do you think you see the maturity more in Nicki Minaj more than you see in Cardi B behind the scenes? Like, give us an example.
It really is just watching. Same thing with Azealia Banks. It's really just watching social media. Their social media platforms and their interviews on YouTube and their behind the scenes on YouTube, and just seeing like how their personality is so different. Even with Azealia Banks, interview persona terrible. Okay. And she's raunchy and out there. But on Instagram, like, when she's talking about stuff, it's like, okay, she is chill. Like, she's not, I feel like there isn't that, like, all the time. That's the other problem. It's like, it's all the time.
But that's what people
Nicki
love
does
about
that.
Cardi B.
But that's what people love about Nicki too.
No, for real,
Nicki does that all the time.
Behind the scenes?
Yes.
Nicki does that all the time.
Nicki be,
I've seen so many interviews with her, and she'd be like, she'd be making these weird faces.
I would
And
not
she'd be like,
say all the time. I would not say all the time.
My thing is, I understand you say give her time and stuff like that. And like, I'm not saying like, I love Cardi B as a person. I feel like, you know, if you gotta do what you gotta do, get to your, make your money. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say, be like, I'm the judgmental one and I'm the one that knows what's the best for anything. But in my opinion, I just feel like if you're gonna call out what's bad for something, you're gonna call it out. Like, I don't care if you're new, old, in the middle, like, you need to call out what's hurting the Black community. And I feel like certain stereotypes that we keep playing into just to get a check is unacceptable now. It's 2018. We need to step up, and it's like it's been too much.
But you don't feel like Nicki's doing that?
I feel like she's still doing it.
I like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I still feel like Nicki's doing that too. I feel like I'm not trying to say like, oh, one's better, one is not. I feel like they're still problematic, because when I saw the Chung Lee video, I was like, what does this have to do with like,
even Anaconda? I feel like every album I see of Nicki, she's like doing some little squat, and all you see is her butt.
Exactly. And my thing is like, yeah, that's what's gonna make money, and people are like, yo, sex sells, whatever. But I'm saying, are these images that we still want our Black children to see, like, that are like the highlight of Black culture? And I don't mean to just I don't want to just bash women, because I think that about anything, like, if you think about Lil Yachty or any of these other rappers, anything with Lil in front of it.
I don't know any of
We don't know their names.
Yeah, like, I just feel like that's what I'm tired of seeing for the Black community and Black music.
So maybe where like Cardi B is lacking in like literacy and things like that, Nicki could be lacking too in maybe the way she portrays herself, because I feel like I've seen more like provocative and out there images of Nicki Minaj than I've seen of Cardi B. Like, if you want to compare their album covers, Cardi B's like covered up looking like Missy Elliott.
True.
Where Nicki's just is all out.
Exactly.
Is all out.
That is true.
So I would say, if you want to talk about like, because I remember we were talking about the other day, you were saying like, even though like neither one of them signed up to be anybody's role model,
it comes with the fame.
But it comes with the fame. So if you see like if you want to compare like the fans like looking up to them, I felt like they'd have like visually is a more raunchy version of Nicki than Cardi.
But then I'm also thinking like, okay, like when it comes to the fans, okay, you got Nicki fans. Maybe with Nicki fans, they dress provocatively, but you could have gotten that idea from Beyonce. You could have gotten that idea from Little Kim, like Little Kim back in the 90s. You could have gotten that, I mean, that style from her, right? I feel like with Cardi fans, I personally don't like know what she's been wearing like lately. But if she has been more showy, on top of that, you have the behavioral part of it, which is the problem, I feel like, also for me, because it's like, I mean, I feel like all of us here have our crazy sides and we get a little ratch, right? But there is that sense of maturity that is there too, that kind of like dials us back in, reels us back in, that I just don't see in Cardi.
It's really interesting that you say you don't see that. I actually think that like over time, Cardi B has like matured. Like from when she's been, from the time seeing her, like the clips and like seeing her in clips on Love and Hip Hop and then seeing her now.
Or
like,
coming, like she used to always come for her little internet trolls and now she's like, you know what, I don't have to do that.
I don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to put this out. I don't know, for me, like that's what I'm saying. I like personally see her maturing as a person into like who she's going to be and like settling down and like doing things. I just think that like she maybe like when she started to like her rise to like stardom and different things like that, I think that like her and Nicki Minaj are like in different places on different, like literally basically their journeys look almost identical, but I feel like they're just in different places on that journey. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like had we been talking about Nicki Minaj circa the pink print, circa when she was like wearing pink hair and doing all the little Barbie things, like we literally would be talking about the same person almost. You know what I mean? And like even an interview persona, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Nicki Minaj has been able to experience things more. Like she's experienced a lot more like people disrespecting women in the background, people doing certain things. Like I feel like she's experienced a lot more of that now, and so that's helped her mature into the person that she's being now. Like yeah, I am a boss and I can call the shots and I can say what I want to. Like a lot of her interviews that I watch now are her just saying like, I'm the boss of what I'm doing. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, men can't rule me. Men can't do certain things. Like certain things that she's very focused. You know what I mean? Like, I see a focus in Nicki Minaj that I don't see in Cardi B. But I think Cardi B has to get to the focus.
But I feel like they both do what they had to do. Like, they both had their gimmicks to get that attention initially and then grow from that. Like, I used to hate watching interviews with Nicki Minaj. Like, I mean, I love them both. Like, I'm not on one side or the other. But, like, Nicki Minaj interviews, they'd be like, so, Nicki, what do you think about last year's album? She'd be like, well, I don't know, and then she'd like do these weird little things, and I'm like, I can't watch this. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
All these facial expressions.
But when so are you just saying like, oh, we need to give every artist their time to mature to this beautiful person in front of the world, and these are still the images people are going to see, and these are still the images that made them famous. Nobody's going to know Nicki for what she's doing now. Everybody knows Nicki because she was wearing crazy wigs, going Roman and doing all this other stuff before. And that's what I'm saying. That's what people are going to see. People are going to see people like, oh yeah, I used to be a stripper. Now I'm a rapper. Like all this stuff. That's what people see. So I'm saying, so when are we going to stop saying like, oh, do a caricature, get your money, then you can have some influence and start saying like, we're gonna have our dignity.
But would they still have the platforms now that they have? If they weren't like that.
But I'm saying that's up to us because we like seeing that stuff. We like saying, ooh, Rashida about to fight or somebody about to fight so and so. Like that's what gets them famous. It's like we need to stop saying like, oh, let's stop making that famous, make other things famous. Like, oh, they open up this, children's center. Like in the community. Now we can give them money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not necessarily a problem with them, and I understand get your money, but like when you say it's for the culture or if they're good or bad for the culture, I have to say it's bad for the culture.
I also want to mention that because I remember watching Azalea Banks. She was a guest on The Breakfast Club, and she mentioned how like in this age of Solange coming out and Beyonce's Lemonade, and like I feel like in recent times there really has been that idea of a strong Black woman that's like not raunchy or anything out there, and then Cardi B is like starting to come up, and it's like, ooh, it's kind of like
the two images are clashing.
Right, they're clashing, and it's like, we have worked so hard for this one with a seat at the table and Lemonade. And then I feel like for me, Cardi B it's just not working.
I just found, although I found truth in that statement, I also found hypocrisy coming from who it was coming from. The reason why is that because Azalea Banks, all she talk about in her music is her middle parts and how she want. No, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm being serious. Like her middle parts and how white men want her and like all this other stuff. And like she said, but what song has she came out with that goes with the flow of how music is moving? Because she hasn't made any music.
To be fair, Azalea Banks is not as mainstream as Cardi B.
But Nicki Minaj does the same thing. Every Nicki Minaj song, she gonna be like.
My thing. This is not a new argument. I mean, you have like you have people like who are like against Josephine Baker or like I can't think of Betsy. I can't think. Is it Coleman? I can't think of her last name. But like cabaret performers,
Betsy Coleman.
Like cabaret performer Ma Rainey. Like these women who were like more voluptuous, like in the music entertainment business, but then you have women who are like Ella Fitzgerald or Sarah Vaughan or like just other singers like Carmen McRae who were like more clothed or just focused on their talent, and you have this clashing of like, well, they're both entertainers, and even though one's more raunchy, everybody's trying to make their money, and I do understand that, but it's also in this age when we are still minorities and still trying to like fight, to have an image for ourselves, even though you don't have to, but I'm saying like. I feel like at the end of the day, it's how do you want to be portrayed? How do you want people to see you? How do you want people to say, this is what black people are? Because like, even from experiences from black people who go to like, like other countries where there aren't many black people, like my cousin went to South Korea for her, for, I forgot what you call it, but we can go for school. She went for a semester. Study abroad, sorry. And black people, or Korean people kept asking her, oh, you rap, you're black. I love rap. That's, rap. And she was like, I'm a computer science major. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, this is what the world is seeing. It's like, is that how I want the world to see black people? And I understand, like, we know all black people aren't like that. We know the diversity, the beauty that comes with being black and how, like, how different it can be. But that's not what the world sees, So I'm saying we have to be careful of that image.
But then also, a lot of the times, we're not the ones in charge of what is put out there to portray us.
Yes.
So at the same time, I don't know if we had less problematic people, would we still be put out in a positive light?
Also,
do you know what I'm saying?
Another question that I want to pose to y'all is like, is it okay for them to police how we act regardless? Like, I feel like when we talk about black people are not a monolith, you know what I mean? And so if we're talking about like for the culture, is it good to show people that there is multiple varieties of different type of people?
That's what I was saying earlier. There's a lot of women out there like Cardi B, but do we tuck them away too? Or like, had Cardi B never got the platform that she got, she wasn't gonna change.
I think my worry, especially when it comes to like fandom, is age, right? Because Nicki, has always said the little girls that watch me, and while it sounds terrible, like, okay, first of all, why are little girls watching you? I just feel like
that's a parent, that's a parental issue.
But like
that's true.
It's the fact though. Those are the facts that little girls are watching. And I feel like it's different for already grown women to see Cardi and be like, hey, that's me. Cardi's repping me, versus a child that is still growing up. And like, I feel like.
But what about the children that are growing up like how Cardi grew up?
Well,
hold that thought. So we're going to play a Cardi B song.
Absolutely.
Let's just go around real quick and say what we think. I'm a Cardi and a Nicki fan. Let me just say that. Are they problematic for the culture? Possibly. I'm on the fence. It's up to y'all to sway me after this break. Gammy, what you think?
I am a Nicki fan. I just feel like,
and what about people who aren't Nicki fans?
But for Cardi, honestly, I'm not a Cardi fan.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm not besides Cardi's personality outside of music, I am not a Cardi fan because I'm picky about the rapper's voice. I really am. It's weird, but I am. And Cardi just don't got the voice for me. It's weird to me.
Cameron.
I would say I think they're both very, very, very talented musicians, and I do love them. But as of recently and lately, I've been thinking, and I would have to say that my support is dwindling away as far as, because I don't think it's productive
for both of them.
For both of them.
Okay. I personally feel like it's important to have the both opposite ends of the spectrum. I feel like, no, we shouldn't take people for a journey, like see them like, oh, we have to see your journey. You have to progress. You have to do these things. So what I will say is I consider myself to still be on the fence, and y'all can sway me later. But they make bops. That's all I'm going to say.
They do make bops.
So we're going to listen to a Cardi song, we're going to listen to a Nicki song, and we're going to come back and give a little feedback. And y'all listen to the Brown Sugar Hour on 107.1 FM. This is K-Jack Radio, and we'll be right back. Cardi garbage, stay upset.
Cardi put the offset. And Cardi get brain on.
Hey, welcome
Cameron,
back, y'all.
Cameron, she does not have ghostwriters. Stop.
I'm just looking.
Wow. He's really looking at whether Cardi has ghostwriters.
He wants to comfort Cardi about her literacy and her lack of education, but he's sitting here saying that she might have ghostwriters. Now, I think her lyrics are simple. I think Cardi B is simple. That's why I think she writes her lyrics.
I think she writes her lyrics just like Beyonce writes certain songs.
You know what?
I'm just
you and then first of all don't talk about Queen Bee.
For those of y'all just tuning in,
her lyrics.
For those of y'all just tuning in, it is the Brown Sugar Hour. It's your girl Kiara Brown. We are talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Are they problematic for the black culture? We about to get back into that. We just listened to Anaconda by Nicki Minaj, and we also listened to
Cardi or
Cardi by Cardi B. We got the lyrics printed out. Kevon's gonna read these edited lyrics real quick. We did our best.
This dude named Mike. This is Anaconda. This is a clip from Anaconda. This is the verse. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this dude named Michael used to ride motorcycles. Blank bigger than a tower. I ain't talking about Eiffel. Real country, Jigga. Let me play with his rifle. Blank put him to sleep. Now he calling me NyQuil. Now that's bang, bang, bang. I let him hit it because he's slaying cocaine. He tossed my salad like his name was Romaine. And when he done, I make him buy me Balmain. I'm on some dumb By the way, what he say, he could tell I'm missing no meals. Come through and F him in my automobile. Let him eat it with his grills. Now he telling me to chill. He could tell me it's real, that he love my sex appeal. He said he don't like them bony, he wants something he can grab. So I'll pull up in a Jag, Mayweather with a jab. Like dun, 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 dun. And then Barty or Cardi, this is just a
little clip.
Hook. Your B wanna party with Cardi. Cartier, Barty, and a Rari. Diamonds all over my body, shining all over my body. Cardi got your B on Molly. B, you ain't gang, you lame. Bentley truck lane to lane. Blow out the brain. I go insane. I drop a check on the chain. F up a check in the plane. Cardi took your man, you're upset. Snaps. Cardi got rich, stay upset. Cardi put the P on Offset. Cardi B brain on Offset. Cardi took your man, you're upset. Cardi got rich, stay upset. Cardi put the P on Offset. Cardi B brain on Offset.
Great job.
Lord have mercy.
I let Kevon read it because I knew that I could not do that like that.
Yeah,
but those are some lyrics from both of them. They're both pretty problematic. I would say they're both pretty raunchy. But before we get into that, I do want to address a little bit of what me and Cameron were saying during the break. And we were kind of talking about, he was saying he didn't want to seem like he was tearing black women down.
Absolutely we are not tearing black women down.
We're not. That's not what we're trying to do. We're just talking about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. We're not talking about all black women.
And
but in the same sense of that we're not talking about all black women. Mm-hmm. If we want to talk about how their portrayal might reflect on black women in general or black people in general, I was saying how like there are some white ignorant people, there are some white ratchet people, some white ghetto people, but the difference is they're not forced and they're not trying to tuck those people away from the public eye like we are sometimes forced to do. So because of that, should we want Cardi B and Nicki Minaj to be better role models, be X, Y, and Z if that's not who they are?
I just feel like, as you said earlier, I just feel like, in a sense, white people don't have anything to prove. Not saying that black people have, per se, anything to prove, but we're trying to build our community up. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're still trying to get ours up. Like, and that's when it comes in. That's why I say, in a sense, I do care about the black image, because we have something that we have to do as far as building our community up.
Dope. I feel you. Dammy, did you have something to say right after we listened to those two songs by Nicki and Cardi?
I did. I mean, okay, I don't know how. Listen, y'all. I think Cardi, like I said earlier, I just can't do the voice. I think she has great flow, okay? I do believe she is talented. I just feel like, because I'm reading these lyrics and I'm like, I don't want to sound biased, but I just feel like these two songs put up against each other are not good comparisons. Because literally Anaconda is just straight up talking about
I can see why you would say that. But Cartier has Cartier.
Now, if you put Nicki
Cardi has
Minaj's Four-Door Aventador, which I feel like is similar to Bartier Cardi, right? Talking about diamonds all over my body and shining and being rich. I feel like that would be a fair comparison.
So then we could compare Anaconda to Bacon Head, which I'm sure you haven't listened to because it's by Cardi.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's the same level as Anaconda.
Yeah.
Our point, we were just trying to get the point across that they do have similar.
I see that.
Like,
Material. And
material.
like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just two different women.
Completely different delivery as we can see. Yeah, some better analogies in some than others, but we won't get into that's a whole nother.
We can get into that.
We can talk about lyricism. We can talk about
We got
lyricism.
a cute couple minutes left on the Brown Sugar Hour.
I just want to say, it's like I said earlier, I think they are both amazing artists in their own right. I was joking about the Cardi, you having ghostwriters. I was trying, throw some jokes out there. Don't get me, Cardi. I was just joking. But I just feel like if you want to, like, this is not positive for the Black community. I mean, you got one talking about, they both talking about drugs. And like, we know these
Middle
are
parts of all parties.
exactly. We know drugs have like destroyed the Black community. So it's just like saying like, I feel like we're trying to build it up. I understand you want to party and stuff, but we gotta do better, in my
There's
opinion.
a time and a place. Is that what you're saying?
Can you party to music?
That's what I was supposed to say. Are you prepared to let them go for more uplifting and positive?
Like,
because you could be listening to some.
You party to Young
Mary,
Gifted
Mary.
and Black? Are you popping it to Young Gifted and Black?
I can pop it to Young Gifted and Black because
What about little Mary, Mary?
Because I'm
sweet
walking,
little
you
sweet
don't wanna
chariot
do
up in
it.
here,
Because you didn't want nobody to twerk it to I'm walking.
Goodbye.
I mean, you can get low to a couple, like the Black National Anthem, lift every voice and sing. I think you can like throw it back a little bit, get a remix, add some bass.
Okay.
So Cameron is also canceled for wanting to throw it back to the
Black
lift
National
every
Anthem,
voice.
And good night
He's in
to
here,
you,
lift
Cameron.
every voice.
No, don't add any bass to the Black National Anthem.
Oh, please don't. We don't need that.
Let that stay holy, sanctified.
Do not even put that out into the atmosphere.
Hey, they already did it to I Was Born by the River. And I ain't gonna lie.
Iconic.
The remix is a bop.
Iconic.
The remix is a bop.
Rit.
So this is the Brown Sugar Hour. We were talking about whether or not Cardi B and or Nicki Minaj, whether or not they're problematic to the Black
Callis,
culture.
and Onika.
If there's something y'all want to say to our listeners out there, go ahead and tweet us, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all of the above. If y'all want us to carry on the conversation with these two in particular, or maybe some other rappers or singers or vocalists, whatever y'all want to call them, let us know. At Brown Sugar Hour, we're taking song suggestions, we're taking topic suggestions. If y'all see some people out there doing good, we want to shout them out too. We see y'all out there doing some good for the world. I want to thank Dammy and Cameron so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Family. And
I really appreciate
And
it.
today's theme was all Black everything because we are tired, but guess what? We still here. That's why the Pizza Patio is canceled. Canceled.
What?
And Jared
The pizza
Ramos
part?
is canceled
Pizza
as
parlor?
well. We see you, Jay-Z. We see you, Maxine Waters. We got some of our information today from Complex, Parade, CNN, some parties like that. And we're going to leave y'all off on a good note. We're going to listen to a little music. All Black
Exactly.
everything.
We're going to listen to Very Black by Jamila Woods and No Name. And we're going to leave it on that note.
Oh,
You know what I'm
no
saying?
name.
You know what I'm saying? We're just going to leave it on that note.
Shout out to them. It's the Brown Sugar Hour. Make sure y'all tune in next Tuesday from 6 to 8. Send us y'all suggestions, topic, and music, and we'll talk to y'all next time.